About a year ago, I put a large piece of paper on the wall and I started drawing a map. This is a lot more informal than the other ones. It's called the Americas because this is New Brunswick here mostly. And I drew North America in a way that is important to me. So the United States is a little tiny thing over here. South America, which really doesn't have a lot to do with me, is just this little tiny thing down here. I shrank it up and I made the things that are important to me bigger. So the area around St. John and the shape of the St. John River itself is really important to me, and so that is done neatly. Now, then I started adding stuff. I talked to a friend of mine who lives in Digby and he told me about raccoons. He fixes ships, and he told me that raccoons live on ships all the time in Digby. They have to keep getting rid of them. So I drew some raccoons on ships down there. I drew Alden Nolan. This is a dinner party that I went to the night before COVID shut everything down. And I just kept putting stuff in. This is my brother flying back from Europe from vacation because of the COVID. And this is my niece, Yulin, flying back from China because of the COVID. This is COVID up here. I just kept putting in personalized things. These are also all the warblers that live in New Brunswick. Anything that I remembered, my sister, her exercises, bird sightings, stories that I really, really love, I put in here. The map is a continuing thing. I love the way it's filling up. The graduates here are there because I was a high school teacher for years, and they are a huge part of my life, so I put them in. And the resentful people who spoke, I put them in too, because they too are a part of my life. The funny thing about it is, when I started drawing this, you could really clearly see the weird map of North America. And really, because I left that black and white, it's getting harder and harder to see the map. It's getting completely covered up with all of these little colored pictures. And I'm kind of loving it. I'm kind of loving it. I'd love to fill it up. I just don't know if I will. The dogs, I started drawing black dogs because, it was a vaguely depressing time. These are pile whales that I saw on my one and only trip to the Gaspé Sea. Just anything at all to do with the area we live in. There are some other artists that I know. That's David Adams Richards, who is the best known writer from New Brunswick, probably. I just put everything. These are our airports. These are when they closed down the airport in Fredericton and in St. John. I put those in too. It was just, it's turned out to be a kind of a record of COVID.
Colin, is this map ever finished?
It is finished when I stop adding things to it. It's one of those things where you really just stop doing stuff on it. For instance, it's here in the gallery now. If I take it back to the studio and I don't put it back up on the wall, then it's finished.